everyone. I hope you are doing good today. I would like to welcome you all for our computer class. Before we're going to start, I would like to ask you, are you excited for this learning session? Today we are going to discuss all about working with tables in Microsoft Word. Here are the lesson objectives. At the end of the lesson, we should be able to recognize the purpose of tables in a document and format a table. Now, I would like you to look at in this example. We have the sample 1 and the sample 2. So just try to look at what you have observed between the two examples. If we are going to look at on sample 1, so medyo libog siya, then the data and information are not well presented. On the other hand, on sample 2, so there, the data and information is well presented using a table with rows and columns. So now, let's talk about parts of a table. A table is an orderly way of presenting data or information using rows and columns. It is also used for numerical computations. Title header. So it contains the title of the table. Like for example, in the illustration, so the title header, it contains the title of the table, and on that given example, the title is Vacation Activities. Next, column header. So it contains the title of each column. Like for example, on the illustration, we have places and task. Those are the title of each column. Next, let's have row. So it contains the data that are presented horizontally. Like for example, in the illustration, we have park and ride a bike. The columns, on the other hand, it contains the data that are presented vertically. Like for example, in the illustrations, we have the places, park, farm, and river. And the last one is what we call as cell. So this is the intersection of a column and a row. Like for example, river, places. So it's an intersection of a column and a row. Now let us look at this illustration. So this is the illustration. This is the table header, the column header, the rows. Then this one, you have the columns, the places, park, farm, river. Then on the other side, you have task, ride a bike, feed chicken and other farm animals, swim with relatives. Those are vertical. Then cell or cells, so it's the intersection between rows and columns. Now, let's discuss about table insertion. How are we going to insert table in Microsoft Word? Actually, there are two ways on how to do that one. There are two ways to add tables in a document. One, creating an empty table, or creating from existing data. So we're going to discuss this one. So to create from empty table, we select the Insert tab and choose Table. Then we are going to hover the mouse pointer over the boxes to choose the number of columns and rows. Then select them. Then the table is now on the document. Then type in our data into the cells. So just try to look at this sample video on how to create from empty table. Next, the other way to create from existing table, we first select the data. Then select the insert tab, then choose table. Then after you choose table, choose convert text to table. Then from the convert text to table, this one, the dialog box, the table size has already been set. Then from the separate text at, select tabs option. Then select OK. Table editing. How are we going to add or delete columns or rows in Microsoft Word? We can edit our table by adding or deleting columns or rows using the mini toolbar. We first select a row or column. Then the number of selected columns or rows will determine the number to add or delete. Then after selecting, the mini toolbar automatically appears. This one. This mini toolbar will automatically appear. Then choose from the buttons Insert or Delete. Then after, select somewhere else to close it. Kindly try to look at this video on how to add or delete columns and rows. Okay, so now I would like to demonstrate to you on how to edit table, how to add or delete columns and rows using the mini toolbar. So as what I've said, the first thing that we need to do is we are going to select a row or column, and you should remember that the number of selected rows and columns will determine the number to add or delete. So like for example, if we are going to select this one, we're going to select two rows here, two columns, and the mini toolbar will automatically appear. And here, if we are going to click insert, and we are going to click insert below, then there are two rows and columns na ma-apply below sa select na to nga rows and columns. Next, table format. To make our table more presentable, we can add colors and borders to it. to quick add designs, you can choose any design from the table styles. So how are you going to do that one? So you are going to click Design tab or Table Design tab, then go to Table Styles, then look for the desired design. Then, to format borders, select any of the buttons. You have here the border styles, we have the borders, and the border painter. Okay, so to format the table in Microsoft Word, what you are going to do is you are going to highlight the table, then you will go to Table Design or Design tab. Then after clicking the tab, so you will say the table styles. We have table style options, we have the border styles, borders, and the border paint. So now let's try to choose a design from the table style. So just click this one more, then you can choose a design that you want. Like for example, this one, the grid table for accent 2. So when you click this one, so mo na siya porma sa imuhang table. For your asynchronous activity in Computer 4, kindly answer "Let's test ourselves." Write true or false on page 202. And you should always remember, class, indicate your name, grade, and section. And after answering the activity, kindly take a picture of it and send it to me through this email, cosicoljerome96@gmail.com. Then the deadline will be this coming January 25, 2022. Thank you so much and have a good day.